Okay. Ooh.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Late Night with Kettle Kitchen. This is our opportunity. Sorry. This is our opportunity to just have a good old conversation with friends from abroad. So, hello, my friend from abroad.
Well, hello. How the devil are you, sir?
I am doing wonderful, my friend. Yourself?
Oh, I'm awake.
That's a plus. I'm
I'm
drinking
awake. I
coffee.
sent
So,
Tony to work. It's all good.
it looks like we have somebody with us tonight prepping for heaven. Thank you for showing up.
Hello. Hey, prepping for heaven. How are you?
A lot of our usuals are out and about doing other things tonight, so I'm not sure
It's all good.
who's gonna show up.
It's all good.
So, any
Yeah.
news, anything going on?
My
Having
second
having
episode is coming out on Tuesday.
Yay!
Yes. Good Lord. What is that?
That's the skate park. It's what happens here. Hi,
Hey.
Gene Hudson. Thank you for coming in. Hi, Amy W. I'm glad we caught you while you're waiting for your canner to depressurize. Um, are you going to do like you did before? Put it on your live so everybody can watch it?
Yes, I will. And it will, because normally I do a once a month live on a Tuesday. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bump it to the Wednesday, and it'll be about 3 or 4 o'clock my time in the afternoon. I'll get it scheduled up so that people can see. I think for you guys, it'll be first thing in the morning. So, but it'll be up there.
Okay. My
Hi,
Renaissance
Jane.
grandma, you may doze off all you want to. Thank you for coming in. Um, I think that's wonderful. I think it's great you got the opportunity to do that. Ooh,
Ooh, Miss
Glenda,
Glenda
Grace
is
and
in the
Fire
house.
is in the house. My snobby canning sister.
Ah,
Sorry about the slow mode, guys. I do need to explain that a little bit. I'm experimenting with something tonight, and I'm hoping it's not going to hurt me. But I put it on subscribers only. You have to be subscribed for 1 minute,
yeah,
and it's a 15 or a 20-second
delay.
slow mo on because the last three lives I've done, I've had bots in, so I'm trying to find a way to keep them out. I
Fair enough.
apologize, but that's the reason behind it. No, we don't normally need it, but it helps keep the bots out. And since I wasn't thinking I was going to have a mod in here, but I have Glenda's in here. She's a mod, but not sure. I didn't want to take a chance of having a bunch of things pop up and I couldn't do much about it. So,
Yeah.
anyways, what I was saying was I think it's wonderful that you're able to be in shows like that to get that information out there
Yeah.
because I'm here to tell everybody if you don't know, this woman is a wealth of information. Wealth of information. So, um,
My mum used to say my brain was full of useless information, but it's actually worked out that it's actually been quite useful.
I could see where during certain age groups
Yeah.
there would be a cause to call it useful or unuseful
Useless.
information or useless. Um, but I think as you get older and you get into situations and people start asking, well, how do you do this and how do you do that? That useless now becomes useful. So
Exactly. Exactly.
I I agree with that.
Oh, Jane, thank you, darling. That's very sweet of you. That's very
That
sweet of you.
I,
For me, like all of this stuff is a lot of fun. And, I wouldn't do it if it wasn't fun because, I'm autistic and have ADHD and I don't have the focus to do anything that I don't want to do because my brain will just go, nope.
right,
So I have to
right,
make it fun. Otherwise, it's not going to happen.
right. I get that. I
It may
do.
take me 3 weeks to do something, but I get it done.
Well, hello, Dale from 9 Acre Family
Dale.
Farms. And Nana, yes. Um, the the other thing I want to apologize. I actually have the luxury of sitting outside tonight, which is unusual. So sorry for background noise if you hear it. Um, the other thing that I find really cool about that show the episodes you did, but it's not the
Yeah.
episodes, it's the content of the episodes.
Mm.
It really ties into your channel. Really,
Yes.
I mean, directly it ties into your channel, and that's what I
Yes,
love
it
about
does.
that. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, this episode is going to be a little bit different because it was actually filmed during the heat wave that we had.
right.
And so there's a lot of things to do with that are being done in this episode, and also about preserving food that, you'd normally end up
Hmm.
chucking out at the end of the fortnight,
Right,
because you haven't used it. So you may as well do something with it. And that's kind of what I'm
right,
doing in this one as well. So, yeah.
right. I seen Amy said that she's jealous it's super rainy and cold in Pennsylvania, and it's unfortunately you guys are getting the remnants of the hurricane is what you're getting probably. So we obviously send our thoughts and our prayers to those that were, victims of this hurricane, and we hope that everybody's doing well. I can tell you, I've talked to Mouse Toes, I've talked to Andale, Tiffany, and Ginger from Not for Nothing Homestead. They're
Yeah.
all okay. Things
Cool.
didn't affect them like it was thought it was going to. So as
Yeah.
of right now, things are okay for them.
Yeah, I've got a couple of gamer mates that are actually in Florida, and one of
Oh,
them lives at a cat rescue. So I haven't seen him online for the last couple of days. So when I do see him online, I will be asking if, how he's doing and stuff. So
right, right.
yeah.
Um, so
Hey, Brenda.
today's a big day for YouTube, or at least our bringing communities together
I know.
communities.
Yes,
Today was the last day for Last Chance Cook-Off,
it
and
was.
September 2022 as well ended. Today was
Yes.
its last day.
I
So,
mean, wasn't soup? I mean, like, okay, so the Last Chance Cook Off has been amazing. Don't
hmm
get me wrong. It has been amazing, and the support that's come from that has been incredible. But
right.
can I just say that September has hit it out of the park? It really, really has. And whether that's my video, I don't know.
hmm
But, you know, it's just my perspective on it. It seems to be that there seems to be that little bit more, you know, um, interest. I don't know. I don't want to say interest. I don't want to, because it's such a good collaboration. I really, really like the Last Chance Cook Off. I really,
I
really
think,
do. But
I
I think,
think, I think what ended up happening, and I know what you're saying, and I'll just
yeah,
evolve that conversation a little further. September got a lot more views than Last Chance Cook-Off did.
yeah,
Individual videos did.
yeah,
I think one of the hindering points with Last Chance Cook-Off, unfortunately,
mm,
is there's so many videos to watch.
yes,
And some, eventually people probably, have it's not that they've lost interest, but the desire to see the very next one that comes out probably by the end of the month has died down. And I get that. I
yeah,
understand that.
and that's
Um,
cool. And there's
right,
nothing wrong with that,
right,
And that's fine. We knew that it was going to be huge. We knew that there was going to be a lot of videos. We knew all of that going into it.
right.
So, and people have watched what they want to watch, and that's exactly what it's about. Let's be honest.
It is.
At
It
the end
is.
of
I
the
mean,
day,
in
that's
the end,
exactly what it's about. You know?
we've had the discussion before where if we end up with subscribers and we end up with views, that's the added bonus because what we
Yeah,
wanted to do
exactly.
has been accomplished, which was we
Yeah.
got a large number of channels together that just went out and did something, had fun doing it. Theoretically, most of the people had fun doing it. Um, and they met people they didn't know. They met
Yeah.
channels they didn't know. They got a chance to see maybe a different side of things, and being that we
Exactly.
came from different communities to one community, that I think is really, for Last Chance Cook-Off specifically, we succeeded in that. So that part of it, I I I don't mind giving the trade-off to September being better view-wise, when I
Yeah,
know in the end of it a lot of people benefited from the friends they made and the communities coming
absolutely.
together. So
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, that is the goal. The goal
it
is
is.
to
It
meet
is.
new channels, see new
Yep.
channels,
Yep.
have different communities coming together because they've got that singular interest,
Right.
you
Right.
know, and it's really, really cool. And I'm with you, prepping for heaven. I haven't been able to watch all of the videos because I've got life going on here, as all of us do. But the ones that I have seen, I'm blown away by.
Right.
I really am.
I want to say hi to Brenda, Redbird Farm. Thank you for coming. Always a
Mhm.
pleasure. I know I seen it. Oh, and then of course it jumps up a mile,
Yeah,
so
it's corn-fed life. Hi,
if I missed anybody, I apologize. I'm trying to run through it real quick. Corn-Fed Life, thank you for coming in. Appreciate
hun.
it.
Ooh, good grief.
Oh, there it goes, popping up again.
Yeah, see, I'm with Amy. It's really nice to have a lot of the smaller
Oh,
channels
yeah,
involved with such a big collaboration. Do you know what I mean?
right.
Because
Yep,
everyone knows the bigger channels.
right,
Most people know the bigger channels, and that's great. And they're the bigger channels for a reason, because people love them.
right.
You know, but and some of them people haven't seen, some of the
Sorry.
slightly bigger channels, because they're not in their area.
Right, right.
So seeing some from overseas and stuff like that, and the fact that one of our collaborators, it was her very first video,
Yes,
her
that
very
happened.
first video.
There was a couple channels that were like that. We had, um, I'm trying to remember. I think the Wild Fairy Garden, I think Rooster's Tool Review,
Yeah,
and T-Rock. I think those three channel. No, there was also Prairie Rose Homestead, if I
yeah,
remember that name correctly. Those four channels had never put out a cooking video before.
yeah.
Brenda, Redbird Farms, is a good example. She had
Well,
never done
Melanie
this
from
style of video before. So it was an opportunity for these channels.
to
Sorry,
do
guys.
something a bit
Give me
different.
just a sec.
Yeah, so like Melanie over at the Wild Fairy Garden, she didn't even have a channel when she wanted to do this. She had to set the channel up so that she could put the video out, because she's always wanted to have a channel. She's wanted to do it around what she does. She is a
Right.
botanist. She's a foraging expert. She teaches at the local botanical gardens,
Which
so
just for point being made, I want people to understand with her video specifically, there
yeah.
was a lot of people that said that's interesting, the nettles and the different items she pulled out from her garden. She is a foraging expert. That is what
Yes,
she knows. So it didn't surprise me to see that in her video because I
yeah,
expected it. So
yeah.
sorry, I just wanted to
Well,
throw
that's
that in
it,
there.
and I think people, because it was her first one, I think a lot of people was kind of like, oh well, we don't know what's going to happen next. Well, she is going to be doing other videos next, and she does want to be involved in other collaborations next because
Yep.
she enjoyed it so much. She has
Another
so much fun with it.
Right, another one that I will go ahead and throw out there just because I know this, Rose's Allotment.
Yes,
That's not the whole name. What is her whole name?
Rose's
Rose's
Allotment Adventures.
Adventure. That's
Yeah,
I always get those names
that's
crisscrossed.
okay.
She is joining us for Noodle November, and she's ecstatic about it.
Oh yes, she is. She
Yes,
really,
so
really is. You
yep.
know. So yeah,
I I hope this is a misspelling.
really annoyed the cook-off. How did you annoy them?
I don't
What
know
did
how I
you
annoyed them.
do?
I'm hoping and assuming they enjoyed the cook-off.
Yeah. Yeah, foraging can
here,
be scary if you don't know what to do, Amy, but it is a
right,
very good thing to get into. And there is a lot of very, very simple, very noticeable, very easy to remember plants
right,
that,
right,
are accessible to many people across the globe because they are pretty much everywhere.
right.
Um, so yeah,
Um, I see Janet Homestead where you are came in. Welcome, thank you.
yes,
This is one thing I want to hit on, and I think this applies probably to a lot of the collaborations, but I know in Last Chance Cook-Off specifically, Brenda was really worried about the video she was putting out,
yeah,
and she was nervous about it not being good enough. And I kept telling her because I really truly meant it, and she's only an example. There are others that were in the same boat. As
yeah.
much as a lot of these new channels think they're the only ones, remind me to tell you the numbers breakdown of that, but I'll finish what I was saying.
Hmm.
I didn't care because she stepped up and she put a video out and she enjoyed doing it. That's
Exactly.
what it was about. This is a
Yeah,
channel, Brenda specifically, that is there in the community infiltrating us, for lack of
yeah,
a better word, with her modding and her participation and her watching videos and all that,
yeah,
that gets a chance to be out with us instead of behind the scenes.
yeah,
And I think that's another part of it that was wonderful to see too.
yeah. Cornfed Life's just said we definitely enjoyed autocorrect is always trying to start
I
fights.
just seen it. Yep, thank you. Downtown Cindy Brown, welcome and
Yay,
thank you for
Cindy!
coming. Carrie, my table of three, thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. Rhonda Towery is a new, she's one of our regulars as
She
well.
is. She is
Um,
indeed.
and I agree with this right here.
Yes.
99% of the videos were good videos, end results.
It was
These
just fun. The
collaborators
whole
may
thing is
have,
about having fun because if you're not having fun, what's the
right.
point in doing it? You don't want to
Okay,
stress yourself out or anything like that.
right.
Um,
Um,
we had,
Cindy, oh, sorry,
sorry.
go ahead. No, my fault. Go ahead.
Okay, so Bam and I were looking at it and we were watching some of the videos and we thought, actually, there's a lot of very, very expensive things going on here.
Mhm.
So we wanted to do something that was the stuff we had in the house at that moment. Now we
Right.
know that there was a rule that you couldn't just slap a hot dog on the barbecue. So that's why we did what we did with it, because we happen to
So
have
so you
jars of,
so
you know,
you slapped a hot dog, but you took it up a step.
yeah, we kind of changed it. And the whole point was that we had fun doing it because we got to play with our food and just have a bit of a
Right,
laugh, and a bit
right,
of quality Bam and Blue time. So,
right. Which I
and
think that's
that's the
another
point of it.
benefit out of it. That's the other benefit out of it is that
Yeah,
people got there's quite a few channels that did this together with somebody, whoever that
yeah,
may have been, that maybe they don't get that interaction on a regular basis. I know that there's no problem with you and Bam, but you guys didn't get to see each other as much as you had. This
no,
has brought you guys closer together in that
it has.
aspect, and you guys get to interact with each other on a regular basis because of it.
Yeah, and the other
Um,
thing that we did as well was because a lot of people were like, oh, we don't have barbecues, we don't have fancy smokers and stuff
right,
like that. Well, we just chucked a grill on a old wok,
right, yep,
because it's like at the end of the day, you use what you got.
right. Well,
And
and that
that's the
to
basis
me,
of our channel anyway, is that use what you have. You don't have to go out and buy fancy stuff.
no,
You don't
no,
have to spend stupid amounts of money.
no,
It's about using what you have right now and
right.
still having fun with it,
Yep.
and still being able
Um,
to do the thing.
hello, Rebecca, touched by yarn. Thank you for
Hi,
coming
Rebecca.
in. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. I didn't.
Oh,
Um,
thanks, Brenda.
I did want to point or have this discussion. Okay. So valid point, which vote, which, who dropped videos today? So the three scheduled video droppers today, none of them dropped their videos today.
Yeah.
We had one that was Creekside Maples, they're in a different situation. I don't want anybody to be upset about it. When they joined, it was hesitation because of their move and their situation.
Yeah.
In addition to that, they part of the process of them moving and relocating where they were was to sell everything. Unfortunately, they had to sell all their grilling equipment. In the process of that as well, they're dealing with remnants of Hurricane Fiona still up
Yeah.
in Canada. And so it's been raining constantly. So their cooking process is done over an open fire. And unfortunately, they haven't been able to do that for a little while. So
Oh, bless them.
no
Yeah.
harm, no foul.
True.
That's a situation nobody can control either side. But thankfully, we had two channels that stepped up to the plate today. Um, and I want to make sure I don't forget their names. So I am going to look up real quick. I know one was Tiffany, which is
Yes.
Mud and Mascara. Did you get to
Yeah.
watch that one?
I haven't yet because it's 5:21 in the morning, Tony, and a pixie needs sleep.
You cracked me up. And then Janice at Where to Begin Homestead was the other channel that put theirs out. And that was interesting, I'll tell you, because you haven't watched it, but I wanted to give you a little
Mhm.
hint on it. She took pizza dough, made it into like fry bread, and
Yeah.
then took two hamburger patties, put pepperoni in it, slapped them together, grilled them. So she made little hamburger pizzas, is what she did. It will look really good
Oh
when she was done
no!
with it.
What?
Yeah. So, anyways, those are the two
I
channels that
love
put
that
out
woman.
today.
She just comes up with the most amazing things.
She
She
does.
kind of
She does.
reminds me of me because she just like goes, right, what have we got? Right, bish, bash, bosh. And then all of a sudden, da da, there it is.
There you go.
Yeah, Bam is adorable. He really is
He's also
adorable.
single.
He's also single. He's also 31. He's not 12. Everyone seems to think he's just a teenager. He really isn't. He's actually 31.
Yes, you are correct, Gene Hudson. Two videos did post. They might have shown up later in your time zone. But they were Tiffany at Mud and Mascara did a barbecue sauce, and then Where to Begin Homestead did. I can't remember the name they used, but I want to call it hamburger pizza. I think is what she called
It's so awesome. That
it.
is such a cool idea. I'm
Yeah,
going to definitely be watching that one because it's like,
yeah.
woohoo.
And I agree with Dale. There it is right there. I mean, we
Yeah.
understand, and there's nothing they could do or we can. I do
Yeah.
want to throw this out because one of the reasons Dale's not here is he's been a busy
Mhm.
guy today. He had
Yes.
normal life, and then they're also getting ready for the Growing Towards Self-Sufficiency gathering in Bourbon County Fairgrounds, Fort Scott, Kansas, tomorrow. There is a link there if you're interested in going and can, so please do. Uh,
Rhonda, you saying Bam's too young for you? Oh, bless.
Somebody else did ribs
Did
today.
ribs. Ooh,
Well, I'm gonna
what have we
go.
missed?
Gene, if you could email me that link, I would appreciate it because I'm not aware of another one unless it's in. Give me just a second. I'll go look over here in YouTube land. Um, and then while I'm doing this, I want to go ahead and throw this out to everybody. Don't forget, September's finale is
Yes.
tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Mennonite Farmhouse, and the Last Chance Cook-Off finale is the second, which is Sunday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Blue, you're going to have to help me with the others because I can't remember.
What time was it for me? Was it midnight?
I think it's midnight your time, which would be
Midnight
UK
UK
time.
time. So I already told Tony about this, and he turned around and said, well, if you wake me up. And then
Ooh.
the other thing he said was, I suppose you'll be sleeping all of Sunday then.
That is funny.
So I may be there. I may not be. I will see what I can do. But if I am there, I'll have matchsticks.
Okay. We've done a couple lives with matchsticks in Tiffany's eyes, so we could
Yeah,
very
bless
well
her heart.
help you out
Bless
there.
her heart. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
I'm not
but it
I'm
will
not
be a big
seeing
one.
it. I'm not seeing it right offhand. So Jean, if you could send me that link, I would appreciate it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Um
Not part of the collaboration. Jean just did it on their own. Ah,
oh,
okay.
well, I still would like to know who it is because I haven't seen that.
Was it the
So,
ribs with the southern sides? I've seen that floating around. I've seen a thumbnail for it floating around actually.
oh, on the Last Chance Cook-Off page. Okay,
Mm.
I'll watch it then. So Dale must have seen it too. So we had a couple people that have put videos out that
Yeah,
were not part of the collaboration, which Dale is correct. Um, the honesty of that is number one, it's putting out the advertisement for Last Chance Cook-Off, so we can't complain. Number two, a good portion of those videos have been people recreating the recipes that they've seen. So I
yeah.
think that's a great thing. It is what it is. You know,
I think
it's
that's awesome, actually, to be
it
honest,
is
when
really.
people are doing that. I mean, like
Yeah.
Lisa over at Yogi Hollow Farm, she put it all over Instagram that she made my pumpkin soup recipe.
Did
And
she?
she just smothered Instagram with my pumpkin soup for a couple of days. It was amazing. It was really, really cool. And I've had a few people that have sent me messages saying they've tried it and it was really great. So that actually really, really does help. And when I do answer people's messages that say, I want to try this, I do say to them, let me
Right.
know, because I want to know, because you guys are testing my recipe
Right.
at the end of the day. And if I know that you like it the way that it is, then it may end up in a book someday because I don't have to
Right.
change anything. Whereas
Right.
if someone came back and said, well, it's a bit this or it's a bit that, or I added a bit of this or I added a bit of that,
Right. Yep.
it's a way of testing your recipes without, having to get
Well, and
expensive
that's
editors
funny.
to do it for you.
That's funny you said that because I have um a recipe for taco seasoning, that you
Yeah.
to make tacos with, and we've just not liked it. It's not been right for us.
Yeah.
So tonight I went on YouTube. I found one. I just looked at a base recipe, matched it up with two or three. It is a very basic,
Mm.
nothing special about it recipe. And I'm in there and I'm like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'll back off of this because there was a lot of heat. We are not a lot of heat, but we
Yeah.
like the tang, kind
Mm-hmm.
of part of it. And Isaiah walked in and he said, Dad, can I help you? And me and him sat there and pulled one out, and it's the best seasoning we've come up with
Well, there you
because
go.
we sat there and did it together, made
Mm.
it worth its while, and he appreciated that, which I have no problem cooking and baking and all that with my kids. I just don't
Yeah.
get the opportunity because they're too busy scootering or bike riding or playing with their
Oh,
friends.
absolutely. But you also find that with kids, especially if kids are a little bit funny about starting new foods or
Right.
trying new things or whatever, getting them involved in the process of actually preparing
Yes.
it or growing it or
Yep.
whatever, you tend to find that they're more likely to eat it.
Right. Correct.
I mean, like Bam has an aversion to frozen or tinned corn and peas. He won't touch them, not with a 10-foot
Right.
pole. He will not do
Right.
it. Yet you take them off the vine, or you take them off the stalk, and he will sit there for hours and he will pick it off kernel by kernel, or sit there potting peas for hours and just eat them like they're popcorn.
Right. Right.
It's a completely different thing.
Janet, thank you. I got your
Yeah.
message, or who was it? Now I got to look because I don't think it was Janet. I think it might have been Janet. I'm not going to say. I got an email from somebody. I can't find it now. Um,
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
that's
Amy,
what.
that's very sweet. Sorry.
No, that's fine. It was Janet, not Jean. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you. Um, and that, I mean, that's just, I mean, that's really where it's at, and it really goes to what you're saying.
yeah,
Having them a part of it not
mm,
only makes him feel more comfortable in the kitchen, it
yeah,
gives us bonding time, and he's learning something. He's learning a basic skill.
yeah,
That's what I love about it, you know.
yeah. And
Um,
those will be the recipes that he comes to you for when he's older.
right, exactly.
You know, these are the ones that Bam comes to me for, you know, and says, Mum, remember when we did that? Or
Right,
remember, you know, you used to make that thing. You know,
right.
like,
That thing.
so, you know, they're the ones that we're kind of doing at the moment. But, you
Yes.
know, I mean, like, I'm very aware of kids with food sensitivity and you know, oral aversions and stuff because, you know, we've had a lot of them in our family. Both my kids have had them. My sister's son has them now. He's only been eating food for without a tube for the last 2 months, and he's now 2. So trying to get them to eat things when they're not sure what it is that's in their mouth or how to chew or how to do any of that stuff is really difficult. So, you know, but getting them involved helps. It really does help.
Cindy, why are you saying that you feel bad when you tell them?
Is that because they're not going to come home and have yours? It's
Oh, it's pre-mix.
pretty much. You know what you do to
Your
me at that point,
secret,
honey?
your secret's good with us.
Yeah, it's all good. What you do is you just go onto Pinterest and they've got loads and loads of these pancake premix recipes in
Yep.
a jar thing. Right, grab one of those, slap your label on it, and say, "This is how you do it, kids."
Cindy,
And
send me
then
an
it's like,
email.
you know,
I
your
have,
own premix.
yes, I have a recipe for a premix, and then you can make it and say, there you go. It's no longer a premix.
Yeah, there you
Yep.
go.
The other thing too is oh, what's this say? I really think y'all should be in the drawings with the collaboration because y'all did the videos too, and y'all deserve the gifts too. I
Well,
know for me, and I'm assuming if I misspeak for you, Blue, I know I can speak for Dale if he's still in here. He can
mhm,
speak up too. But I know for most of us, it's this was intended for you guys and the collaborators. It wasn't intended for us who was putting it on.
yeah.
There are some of the
Although,
gifts.
although,
Hold on, let me finish. There are some of the gifts that are being kept by some of the host co-host, well, co-hosts. I don't think the hosts are doing it at all. They were never asked to not accept any
yeah,
gifts. Don't Please don't criticize them for that. That is something for me specifically I chose to do because I wanted more to go back out to you guys. So,
yeah, yeah. I mean, like, you know, we can win prizes. You know, we can win
right.
them like anybody else. Like I did. I won the
You
vanilla
did last
beer.
night.
You know,
Yes.
I did. So I am kind of chuffed with that. You know, but I mean, if it had been a big thing like a giant smoker or something, I probably would have said,
Mhm,
look, just give it to some charity over there that's got a bunch of kids, like a youth charity or something, and just give it to them.
mhm.
That would have
Right.
been me because that's the kind of person that I am. But
Right.
I also don't have 2 grand to get it shipped.
True. Very true.
You know,
One
ain't
thing
gonna happen.
I want to say, but I want to catch this because this is hilarious. I don't know
This
how
is
many times
hilarious.
I've done this. My family all beg me for my spinach dip recipe and call it famous and straight out of the Nor package. That cracks me up. I don't know how many times I've done that. It is what it is.
Yep.
Um, the here's so okay. I got three things in my head I want to talk about.
Okay, start at the beginning.
So for the live on Sunday, here's something I'm afraid of is happening, and I hope it's incorrect. I think because we made it very clear if none of the prizes or if the prizes have not been claimed within 48 hours, they're going to be returned to the collaborators. There has been a number of those prizes that have come back. I hope it's not because it's people that are out of the United States that why bother?
Yeah.
This was intentionally set up. for the most part, almost all the gifts we have are able to be shipped out of the US.
Yeah.
We have some prizes in reserve to cover those that might be too much to get there,
Mm-hmm.
so that those persons are not out. They're still going to get something.
Yeah.
So my whole point in all of that is, if you are somebody who's from out of the United States, and please spread it if you can, still come and hopefully be a part of it, because there are prizes there that will be there for you guys as well. So I
Yeah.
just want to make sure that, because it's something I feel like we haven't stressed
Yeah.
enough. But um
So are we talking about the other thing?
in a minute we will. Okay,
Okay.
that's one of the
I was
three
just
things.
asking. I was
No,
just
you're fine.
asking.
You're fine. So earlier I said that I wanted to come back and tell you about numbers. Remember, the question was about, or the
Yes.
statement about the smaller channels
Mm.
being able, this, that, and the other. I think 52% of this collaboration, the makeup of those that did participate and put videos out, 52% was of channels less than 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
The largest portion of it, 32%, came from channels that had between 500 and 1,000 subscribers.
Right.
That's a large chunk
Yeah.
of normal average channels. And that's why I try to make sure everybody understands we're big, we're middle, we're small, and everything in between.
Yes.
We talked about it in the beginning. There's 4 channels that had not put videos out, or first time cooking videos, or like in the one you were talking about, she never had a channel. She made a
No.
channel so she could do this. You know,
Yeah.
it's it's not about us and how big we can get. It's
No.
about us coming together, being there for each other, having a good time. And I'll get off of it, but that's basically where my issue was, and I wanted everybody to know that.
Well, see, for
In
me,
the end of it, go ahead.
see, it's for me right now with everything that's going on in the world, we really do need community, and we need it
Yes.
to
Yep.
become from every corner of the world. We need it to have all kinds of different skill sets and collaborations like this that have a common thing that has several different, areas of, communities coming together to do one thing is
Right.
the perfect opportunity for that. You know,
It is.
it really, really is.
One of the reasons that Amy enjoyed this collab was because of that. I'm assuming that's what she's referring to,
Yeah.
but it is for a lot of us. We enjoyed it because it was just about having a good time. The other question I want to answer now, just because it's up there, does everybody have to be present on the second to win? So, real quick, not to confuse anybody, there's 3 sections to the giveaway. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to happen in an hour. I'm warning everybody right now. Blue, you can confirm this for me if you would like.
Oh yeah.
It's not going to happen in an hour. Okay. We
No.
have to do the giveaway for the 4 remaining videos that haven't been part of a giveaway first. Then we have door prizes, which will be given to those present only.
Yes.
And there also will be comment grabbed prizes that will be given out as well,
Yes.
in the same theory, but they're from comments. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we also have the collaborators drawing, which is going to happen after all those are all done. So it theoretically, I'm assuming it's going to be between 2 and 3 hours. Theoretically.
Mm-hmm.
What really is going to make the difference, how fast we can do the comment picking part of it.
Yes.
And the hope is with the collaborators, because of the number of prizes that are going out to them and the number of channels involved, it's going to be a continuous flow. So that's going to happen fast. We're not going to waste a lot of time on it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, prep yourself for 2 to 3 hours. We do not want it to be a 6-hour marathon. We've already decided that. In doing that, we tried to cut down and add more gifts on yesterday's giveaway, so we cut down some of those prizes. Hindsight, we should have added more prizes to the rest of the others we did, but it's something we learned as we went and we dealt with it.
Yeah.
So
want to say hello to Feathers Friends Homestead and the
Yes.
Vineyard Farmhouse who've just come in
Yes.
as well.
Hello. Thank you for coming. Um, did you see what Gene said?
Yeah, Mitchell has his computer fixed. Yeah, I know, right? Yes, it will happen on Sunday, or if you're in the
Uh-huh.
UK, it's that Sunday Monday border.
Yep.
So mostly Monday morning. So yeah.
In the US, it'll be 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on Hendrickson Family Farm. That is where you will find it.
Yeah.
Here's another thing right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly, Janet. And that's the thing is that
Yep.
none of us really do it for the numbers. If I ran my
No.
channel for the numbers, I would have given up 3 years ago. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna
Yeah.
lie. You know, I've been doing it for 4 years now and
Right.
I still don't have my community tab. So I'm not doing it for numbers. I do it because I
Right.
enjoy it and I think I can help someone, and show people that there's another way of doing things.
I,
So
go ahead and keep talking. I got a loud truck coming by. Sorry.
okay, so yeah, that's why I do it. I just think it's really cool. And what I've also found is with the collaborations that you tend to find people that are your tribe. Do you know what I mean? People that are thinking the same way you do, who do the same kind of stuff you do, or who are interested in what you're doing genuinely. They're not going to just, wow, okay, I got big. So they're not people that are just
I'm sorry. I hit the wrong
subscribing
button.
to you for the hell of it. It's about people coming to you and what have you. It's cool. It is cool, you know.
I apologize. I hit the wrong button.
Let's
Sorry.
go right up my own nose then. What are you doing? It's too early, man. It's too early for this.
Okay. So, two things. Can I talk about Central first, real quick?
You can.
Okay. So Blue came up with a wonderful idea, and it's something we're moving forward to. It'll be a rough version of it to start with, but at
Yeah.
some point in time in the near future, there will be what I think we've stuck with the name Collaboration Central. This will be a location people can go to find out what collaborations are going on, who's hosting them, contact information, email information, how many people were involved previous, how long has it been going on, what are the requirements for it if they haven't changed, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's basically a central source. So people who are running collaborations and people who want to be in collaborations and people who want to sponsor collaborations can go to that place
Yep.
and, be involved with it. It's also really, really good for people who are just watching because they know what's coming up next. Okay, so it'll have all the
Right.
information on how to get in, what the rules are, all of that kind of stuff, any updates, and it will be a central point that anyone can use. There will also
Yes.
at some point be a shop on there for Collaboration Central and some of our personal collaborations to have their merchandise on there as well.
Yep.
That is so that it covers costs. I mean, because I don't think people realize there are a lot of collaborations out there. It costs a lot of money to run them, and that's maybe not because they're buying up a load of prizes, but it's the sending out of the prizes that have been donated for sponsorship and stuff like
which
that.
which the
So,
honesty of it, since we're talking
yeah,
about this section, it's
yeah,
one realization that hasn't been met yet, and I want people to understand. One
yeah,
of the reasons why we waited to send any of the prizes out was because a lot of these prizes are being shipped from my house,
yes,
from, just example, Blue's house, Dale's
yeah,
house, Mitchell's house, the donators themselves. We're trying to keep it so that a person can run out and say, here's what I got, how much is it going to cost, instead
yeah,
of a continuous, constant rolling out, because it's coming out of our own pockets. That's the reality of it.
yeah,
Unless the person donating it was covering the cost, we're the ones that are having to pay for it, or the donators having to pay for it. So this makes it easier by saying, Here's who it is. Here's the address. Here's what they won. That way it's all done. Once that happens, once that's been handed off to the donator, then they will contact you and say, I've received your information. Here's when I plan on sending it out if it's not that day, because
Yeah.
you got to remember it's going to take us 3-4 days probably to try to get all this combined
Yeah.
together. And then my hope is those will go out within that week or
Yeah.
shortly thereafter. So
Yeah.
sorry, go ahead. You were talking about Collaboration Central. Sorry.
So Collaboration Central will be a website that hopefully will be set up by the end of this year. I will be working on it throughout November and December to make sure that happens. I have a friend that is her job, setting up websites, and she's going to teach me how to do it because I can't afford her. She does a lot of very corporate websites and gets a lot of money for it. So yeah, I can't afford her. But I can afford to sit there on Skype and have lots of big conversations with her about art and stuff, and she can teach me how to do it. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at with it, to be fair.
So that leads us into the next conversation.
It
So we're going to
does.
back up and we're going to go back to Last Chance Cook-Off for a minute. And I'm
Yes,
going to
we
let
are.
Blue talk about that.
What, me? Why me? That
Okay.
wasn't my idea.
I didn't say it was your idea. Okay.
I'm just
We've been asked this. It's something that took Blue committing a process to me agreeing to help her, getting permissions where we needed to. We have decided we are going to move forward with putting out a Last Chance cookbook.
Yeah.
Last Chance cookbook for 2022. Okay. Emails have already went out to the collaborators this evening. They have until the 14th to return the information back to us, which would include a recipe that's a digital recipe, a picture. We need a thumbnail of their channel. Yada, yada, yada. There's some other things. Plus, there's also some documentation me and Blue need to work on over the next few days to get them. They need to sign off on. We need to sign off on. Those kind of things. The collaborators and the host and co-host of Last Chance Cook-Off are not making any money off of this. Okay.
No.
This is a fundraiser for next year's Last Chance Cook-Off to help with either prizes or shipping costs, one of the two. Okay.
Yeah.
That is the intention behind it. That's the direction it's moving forward on it. And once those cookbooks come out, it will be on a limited number. So if you want it, you're going to have to get it because once the printing's done, it's going to be done for 2022.
Yeah.
We will see how this goes. If it's successful, maybe we'll consider it again for the next year, but that's a decision later on down the road.
Yeah.
Did I miss anything?
No. The only thing is that we need to have 50 of the recipes at least for the cookbook to work.
Yes, good point.
So we need
forgot
to get
about
those
that.
in as soon as possible. And if you're thinking, the reason that we need them in by the 14th of October is that it's going to take me 2 weeks to collaborate them all, to put them all into the book, because we are self-publishing. Okay, so it all needs to be set up. Now, people will want them for Christmas. We can't promise that you will get them for Christmas because they are being self-published and they're being printed for order.
Yep.
Okay, so they will come out as we can get them out, but you have to understand that there's going to be a couple of weeks wait for your book because it has to be printed to order as well, because we are self-publishing through a self-publishing site.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, we're doing what we can, but obviously it's already October. We need to be able to get all that done. Next year, what we'll probably do is, if we find that this is viable, then right at the beginning, when people say that they're going to be in, we will get their recipe information at that point so that we can get this put together without the big rush.
Right.
Because in November, I will be working heavily on the website.
Yes.
We don't know what the cookbooks are going to be
Right.
selling for at this point. It will very much depend on the size of the cookbook, how many pages are in it, how many colored pages are in it, whether we're going to put a picture on each recipe or if we're going to do it as flash pages in the middle. So it will very much depend on all of that. So yeah, we can't say. And then we have to put a small royalty on top of that because everything up until a certain point is publishing costs. And then we will probably get $2 or $3 on top of that to put towards,
Yes.
Printers going to have a tough time getting supplies, but the ones that we are using are very reputable and have been around for many, many years.
Right. It was a long thought out process. This isn't just something we decided overnight. This has been discussed for a while. And thank you to Blue, because Blue did her research on it. She knows what she's talking about. And the key to it for everybody to understand, half of the collaborators have to agree to it. If they don't, this isn't going to go through. So we're just waiting. We're waiting on them to say, yes, I'm in. Yes, I want to do it. And unfortunately, Brenda, if you take yours out, that's one less we have. So it's one thing to consider.
The same with you, Brett, with you, Dale. If you're not in there, that this is your collaboration, dude. Lisa, give him a slap for me. Hey, Annie, how are you, darling?
Okay, so here's something you might want to make a note
in the book.
Yes.
There will be a conversion chart for weights and measures and also for oven temperatures.
Yes.
For temperatures, you know what I mean?
Or gas marks.
Yeah, well, gas mark doesn't really count for outside.
You didn't expect me to say that, did you?
But I will do it. I will put it in there, but it's not expected for outside.
We're hoping that there's not going to be an issue with the waiting for anything. If there is nothing we can do about it. But if we know that we got the commitment from at least half the channels, we are moving forward. So
Dale got slapped.
Ooh, yay.
Yeah, so that's all I can say about the book at this point. It's going to take me 2 weeks to collate everything. It's going to take a lot of work to get that done.
Well, I'm here to help you. Don't forget. I will type. I'm a feist typer. Okay.
Hi, Anne. How you doing, beautiful lady?
Hello, sweet Miss Andale. So see, I got the whole kit and caboodle. I got one half of the Southern Belle with Anne, and I got the other half with Brenda. So I got the whole Southern Belle.
If you don't get enough for a cookbook, maybe a different fundraiser. Well, there's other things that we're going to have to look at. So yes.
Right.
But hopefully that will be in conjunction with running the Collaboration Central website. So yeah.
Everybody was happy to hear that you were doing good, Andale. So thank you for putting that post out. We appreciate it. So I know we keep talking
about hoping for heaven that I am going to be putting in conversion charts for temperatures and for weights and measures.
Oh, I thought that was for fudge and chocolate temperatures.
Fudge and chocolate temperatures. Oh, this is on slow-mo as well, hey, isn't it? So
it is. It is. So we're actually enjoying the comments.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, no, I will be doing that. That's definitely going to be in there.
So the other thing that goes along with that is don't be clamoring at the door. Where's the book? Where's the book? Where's the book?
Yeah.
Once we get half the channels and once the 14th comes around, then we move into motion.
Yeah.
So it's going to take a little while.
On the 15th, if the book is happening or not, and we will make a post on the Facebook channel about it.
Right.
Okay, on the Facebook group. So it will be like it's either there or it's not.
Yes.
So Yeah.
Brenda, I will call you tomorrow and we'll discuss that. I need to get with Mitchell to verify how he's going to want to do it. So I will call him first and then I will get a hold of you. Okay.
Yeah. You want a
I'm with
fun
Gene though. I
collaboration?
want a fudge collaboration.
Isn't
Fudge
there a Christmas
February.
candy one
Fudge
going on?
February.
Will you leave February alone? We've got enough. I'm going to slap you in a minute. Stop it.
Why would you slap me? Am I missing something here?
Well, there's enough in February, isn't there? Everybody wants everything in February. Stop it.
It's because it's got the F in it. There's no F. Oh, never mind.
You leave the F alone, dude. You're going to get your channel
that's a whole
banned.
nother
I'm allowed to say it. You're not.
Oh, that's so funny. Work after the big C and I'm still not.
No, that's fine,
Janet, that's fine.
Totally
Just
get it going.
yeah.
Have you considered in an ebook form people can purchase a digital copy and you don't worry about shipping or printing? No, we do totally get that. However, cookbooks in digital form do not tend to work out so well. They don't, because you have to split the video. It's a completely different format to what we're putting out as the actual book. I can do a digital format for it, but you'll find that each recipe has to be split over 2 screens. Okay, so it won't be like one recipe on a page or 2 recipes if it's rubs and stuff like that. It will be one recipe, 2 pages, and it makes it very difficult to follow the recipes, or I find it does anyway. No worries, Amy, take it easy. I believe that there is a Christmas candy, collaboration going. I don't know. What are you doing?
Dancing to the music. You can't hear it?
No.
Oh, Lord. It's obnoxious.
Tune,
Anyways,
dude.
It's not obnoxious because of the music. It's obnoxious because it's loud. Yes, there is a candy collaboration. I believe it's a Candy Christmas is the name of the collaboration put on by Sherry over at Southern Roots by Sherry. And then CNC Farms is doing 12 Days of Christmas.
Yes.
12 Days of Cookies. Sorry.
Yeah, the 12 cookies of Christmas. Right. Yeah. But we've also got, before then, we've got Croctober, Dovember, and Noodle November.
And November pie.
And Thanksgiving pies. Yes. Pie November
and
as well.
Don't forget, no. That's like I did. That's like I did in that video. that intro I did in that video is like, welcome to Jam It Up June. No, that's not right. Welcome to, that's what I felt like at that time. It was like all these collaborations going on.
Yeah, well, I've got a list. It's just it's not in
You're
order
welcome,
at the moment.
Janet.
I'm going to do it in order, obviously. But there's also Pumpkin Palooza. There's 2 of them.
Yes,
There's one that's this week, the first week of October. And the next one that goes from the 18th.
It's on the 18th. It's
On
a
the
drop.
18th.
It's a drop on the 18th, and
So
that's by Prepper
2 of
Potpourri.
them.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
Janet, that is exactly what we're talking about. We're here to help each other out. If we can help you, let us help you.
Yes.
You got to thank me because that's what we do around this corner.
Exactly. And that's kind of what I do on my monthly live as well that I do is I kind of reiterate, because obviously there's people over here who want to do it. There's people who aren't in the States that want to do these collaborations and they want to get involved. So, the more people.
There is only 2 things I will not join in a collaboration that I can think of thus far. Carving pumpkins, because I do not hate to carve pumpkins. Okay. Second thing is, yeah, I'm gonna go with it. I cannot do Vegemite. I can't do it.
Why not?
I can't do it.
Why not?
It looks disgusting. And the thought of gritty on my bread is
It's
just
not
not,
gritty.
but
It's
I've heard
not
it was.
gritty. It's not gritty. It's completely smooth. It's a completely smooth thing.
Is it as snooze? I cannot English today. Thank you. Is it smooth like Nutella or smooth like peanut butter?
Smooth like Nutella.
Okay.
But you only use a little bit.
Annie, I'm not trying to offend you. I hate okra too, so I could sit and talk about that all night as well. It's
I'm
not
actually going to
personal.
grow okra next year so I can try it.
You
I
go
used
for
to
it.
cook it for years and I wouldn't touch it because of
No.
the mucilage. But it is like I wouldn't eat it because of that. But I used to cook with it and everyone loved it. It's just that I couldn't myself because of my food aversions. I couldn't do that. But
Right.
I'm going to grow some this year and hopefully I'll be able to get them really nice and little and nice and fresh. And hopefully I'll be able to tick something off my list.
Brenda doesn't like Nutella. Now I don't know if she's my Southern Belle anymore. Half of my Southern Belle.
I make Nutella.
You and I need to have a talk.
Yeah, Vegemite is quite costly, but it's costly everywhere. Okay, so all the different types of yeast extract are actually quite costly because you only use a tiny amount. It's not jam. So every time I see people who just go stick their knife in or the great big spoon in, I'm just sitting there going, dude, you're going to regret that.
Yeah, that's going to bite you back.
That's really going to bite you on the butt because it's designed to only use a small amount, and it was designed as a
Brenda, yes, it does
nutrition,
count. Sorry.
Source of vitamin B's and all kinds of different vitamins and minerals for those who
well,
are
it's a nutrient supplement, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
really,
a
that's what it
nutrition
is.
supplement.
So,
Yep.
I mean, it's kind of like Nutella. I don't sit there with spoonfuls and eat it. The best way to eat it to me is on a graham cracker, thin.
Yeah.
It kind of the same thought process as what it sounds like,
Yeah.
Oh, Annie's going to do a video on how to eat Vegemite on
toast. Okay,
toast.
so the whole point of Vegemite and Marmite and stuff like that, right, is if you're going to eat it.
We have a celebrity in the house tonight.
Oh, it's Chuck.
Hello, Chuck. I'm definitely assuming it's not Belinda. Welcome.
How you doing, dude?
You're prepping for heaven says, now I want ice cream. So
see, like, what people don't realize is that most people in Australia and the UK, etc., use things like yeast extract as like a beef bouillon, as to like add a little bit of oomph to their gravies and stews and things.
Is that we call it something else here. It's what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, I can't remember the name. They call it something else here, but it's I've tasted it by itself and it tastes like bouillon, but it's a supplement of some sort. I can't think of what it is.
Well, it's a very similar thing.
Okay.
So don't use a lot of it. I mean, the only time you would use a lot of it is if you're doing a giant crock pot of something in it. Okay, so
hello, Andrea. Sorry. I am not trying to interrupt you. I apologize so much. I really am. Ooh, see, now there's somebody who can appreciate things. Anyway.
My kids used to eat that, but they'd also add honey and banana.
Honey and banana.
It would be Nutella, peanut butter, honey, and banana sandwiches.
Okay, I'd be willing to try that, I think.
Yeah,
Because we like honey and peanut butter, and I like Nutella, so why not the two of them together?
I know,
I
right?
I couldn't do like spoonfuls, but I mean,
No, no,
just to
no, 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 no,
taste
no, no.
it, I could
No.
see that.
But it used to be something that they do on the weekend. It wasn't something they did during the week. So they had to basically, once they got to a certain age on the weekend, they had to fend for themselves, like for breakfast and lunch.
Brenda, my dad did that all the time. Peanut
Peanut
butter and
butter and
syrup.
syrup.
Yep.
Oh,
He
my
used to
teeth are
take
like pulling back
my
in my face
hold
because of
on,
the sweetness of
hold
that. I'm like,
on. My dad would take peanut butter, syrup, Hershey's chocolate syrup, and oatmeal oats that were not cooked and mix it all together and eat it. And it's like,
I believe people make cookies out of that kind of
well,
concoction.
yeah, except you cook it. It's not just growing together,
You know.
which is funny because they call them no bake cookies. Well, they aren't baked, but they are still cooked.
Yeah,
See, look at Brenda likes that.
yeah, that's my snack, either in bowl or bread. Yeah.
Oh, she must be saying the syrup and peanut butter is a snack, but the thing my dad eats is yuck. I think I get it now.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my goodness. Prepping for heaven was wondering if the stuff you're thinking of is called better than bouillon.
No, no, because I use better than bouillon. It's what do they call it?
Like a
It's right
Minos or
on.
something?
No, it's right on the tip of my tongue, and I can't think of what it is. Uh, Protein flakes or something like that, and I can't think of it. Nutritional yeast.
Nutritional yeast.
Nutritional
That's
yeast.
the yellow
Yes,
yeast flakes, yeah?
yes.
It's very similar, only it's the black liquid form.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Rhonda. I
Okay, so it's a
appreciate that.
non-producing yeast. So
Okay,
it's not something that you would be able to replace bread yeast for.
right,
Okay, so it's a non-productive yeast, like nutritional yeast.
right.
But yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
That it was sitting there the whole time, and it was like, I know it's not that hard. I just can't think of the name of it. So,
I have a tub of that as well, because
right,
I like using it in a lot of veggie things that I do. And
right.
I make a vegan cheese sauce using it,
Got it.
which is pretty
But
awesome.
there. What was the channel? I first. Sorry, I got a car starting. Hold on.
You know, if you will sit in the middle of the road, dude.
One of the downfalls about living on Main Street and its public parking out in front of your house.
Well, you know,
People don't get. I mean, I tell them I live on Main Street. They don't get that it is less than 2 feet from my fence to the sidewalk, and there's the road.
yeah.
You know it, but nobody else does, or most of them don't know. Excuse me. So the very first time I heard about the nutritional yeast was from Shakima over at One Mom, or Two Girls, Two Boys, One Mom, Eight and All, I think is the name of her channel.
Yeah.
She's awesome. She's going to join us for Noodle November, which I thought was a cool
Awesome.
thing. But I seen her use it one time, and I was really curious about it. So I went and bought a bottle of it. It wasn't that much. It was
Yeah, yeah.
cheap actually, and I tasted it. That's the first thing I did because I all I could think of was bread yeast. That's the only thing I could had stuck in my head,
Yeah.
and I was like, I know I don't want to taste that,
Yeah,
in a
no,
mouthful
completely
or
different.
something like that. Right. But I was impressed with the flavor it had in it for what
Yeah,
it was. That's what
yeah.
shocked me. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Jean just said she's found expensive tea at
oh
Walmart
yeah,
that's down to 75 cents. Whoop.
I'm going to Walmart.
Yeah.
Yes, we drink tea all the time around here. Especially as now it's getting colder out, and the kids actually in the mornings now have wanted tea before they went to school. So we're at
Well,
that
if
point.
I was finding it for 75 cents a box for a big for the expensive stuff I'd be buying it and everyone would be drinking it whether they liked it or not. It'd
Right.
be happening.
Exactly. I agree. I agree. Ugh.
It's tea. Put that down.
So I know that I want people to be on the lookout. I know we've talked about a lot of collaborations from the time we started an hour and 10 minutes ago. There's a ton of collaborations, but wait, there's more. You think
Don't
we have a
tell me
lot
next
right
year.
now. You wait till we get to next year.
Oh, good grief, next year.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going on next year,
Be
guys. You're not
ready
going to
for
believe how many
your
collaborations are going
your
on.
heads are gonna spin, and that's just the ones we know about. That's the scary part.
Yeah, these are just the ones that we know about so far. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously, the ones for January you'll start hearing about in December, but
Yep.
Oh,
Night, Brenda.
take care,
Thank you
Brenda.
very
Night,
much.
night, darling.
Appreciate it.
Some of that tea
And
that
I'll call
you
you.
just
I'll
didn't
call you
go over well.
tomorrow. Sorry.
I'd be going. Whoop.
The other
Shelf
thing is,
in the trolley.
the other
That's what
thing
would be
is,
happening.
I'm getting quite a few emails and messages about Noodle November.
Yeah.
I need to wait until after Sunday happens. Then I
Yeah.
will start getting a calendar together. Hopefully by Wednesday, I will have Noodle November calendar out. Anybody that's interested in joining that hasn't so far, please send me an email. Let me know because they're filling up fast. And I thought there was something else I was going to bring up too. I can't remember what else it was, but I'm here to tell you, you're going to see a whirlwind of functions happening within this community we're all in right now, from now until the foreseeable future.
Yeah. Yeah. See, the really
That's
good thing that I've found with collaborations, because I've been really struggling recently. Since we've moved, obviously I've had to deal with ill health, and that
mhm,
affects my mental health because I'm not doing the things that I want to be doing. And then my brain starts to go,
right,
sideways and then paralyzes itself, which is part of the whole ADHD thing. It just literally goes into a paralysis mode where it can't do anything because it can't think straight.
right,
Like
right,
there's so much going on, it just can't pick one thing. With the collaborations, it gives me an opportunity to focus on one
makes sense.
thing, and I can still put videos out for that one thing because
Right,
that is what I'm doing. And so for me, being a part of all these collaborations is really, really good because it means that I can still be doing stuff and actually have content that's actually going out, let alone
right,
anything else that I'm doing in between times as well.
right.
But because I've started doing those, I've started to be able to do my other videos again.
The
And
other thing
that
that
matters.
and it does matter because it keeps you going. And I mean,
Yes.
you know as well as I do because you're behind the scenes in this conversation right now.
Yes.
You know what's coming up and how busy these next 9 months I can think of are going to be
Yeah.
jam packed with at least one or two collaborations each month.
Yeah.
I'm warning people, be prepared for it because they're going to be out there.
Yeah.
So
Annie, whatever you're doing, let me know.
that's what I was going to say as well.
Whatever you're doing, love, let me know because I'm up for it. Yeah, all
Whatever
my
you do,
collaboration videos at the moment as well. They're the project that I'm doing with my son because it's also getting him out of his house
right?
because
Right.
he's in the same brain space as I've been in because he hasn't recovered from COVID yet, from the lockdowns, because he's been stuck in his flat on his own
Mm-hmm.
and had the only people to talk to have been in his computer.
Right.
So he hasn't had any physical contact with people for 2 years, which has completely blown his brain out.
Right.
So getting him to come over once or twice a week to do these videos has been a godsend for him because it's getting him back out into people.
Got it.
And
Makes
that's what
sense.
he needs.
Right.
So yeah. And we're having fun, we're not just sitting down watching movies or whatever. We're actually doing something and having a bit of fun while doing it.
So when's Tanny going to be doing one with you?
Um, yeah, we try and get the filming done when Tanny's not here.
I get it.
So so bigger, but you do see him occasionally in my gardening videos. He'll be around for those occasionally. But yeah, he tends to not want to be on camera, but if he's doing a big project, he knows that I'm going to film it, so he allows that to occur.
So Annie says Baketober
And a
back to basics
collab. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. October. There's so many in October. There really is.
She does realize that's tomorrow, right?
Yeah. She did say next year.
Oh, okay. That's right.
She said next year.
That's right.
Come on. Bless her heart. You got to listen, Tony.
I am listened out, okay?
Listen with your ears, innit?
Oh, okay. Now you're gonna set down rules, okay.
Who's doing Croctober?
That is
I'm
Jenny.
doing Croctober. I'm not in charge of it, but I'm doing it.
We're in it.
We're in it.
It's Jenny Goff from Jenny Scratch Made Kitchen. That's who's hosting that one.
It's very exciting.
Yes.
It is very exciting. So yeah, just trying to see.
2023 for both. You are correct, Blue.
Yes.
Okay.
That would be awesome. The Back to Basics ones would be an absolutely awesome one. It would be very cool.
I know of a certain someone who's looking into doing a Back to Basics collaboration.
I think they're looking to do it with Annie.
I didn't know that.
I don't know.
I don't know either. We'll have to wait and see.
Yep.
I'm going to suggest collabs in January and February because those are the lowest grossing months for YouTubers. Yeah. It is, but it's also the busiest for general staple collaborations.
Yes. Okay, so there is a massive collaboration that runs over January, February, and March, depending on whether you want to do it for 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months. And that's the pantry challenge that is run by, I want to say Three Rivers Homestead, but I
think it's Three Rivers. Yes, I think that's
okay. I want to say it's her, but I'm not sure. But oh, Annie, that's awesome, darling. That's very cool. So yeah, she does one there. I'm looking to run one in March. That is the Spoil Yourself Pantry Challenge. Last year I ran it as an open collaboration. There was a lot of interest and we got 2 videos. So,
I'm in that one. I've already spoken that I'm in that one. Oh, wait, there's the Pies of March is going to happen too.
Yes, the Pies of March, because obviously it's Pie Day and we want to encourage the nerds, the geeks, and the gamers to get their butts in and start making pie. So that's going to be the Pies of March.
Please provide edible pies as in PIE, but we're playing on the word PI.
PI.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah, Pie Month. That's the one, Cindy.
March. Yes. Yeah. So the other thing that I know happens in the canning community is Canuary. That's put on by Lisa over at Sutton's Days, and that has a large following.
Yes.
And then there is air fryer February, fermented February.
Yes.
That's what I can think of off the top of my head. So I mean,
the air fryer wouldn't work for me because I don't have one.
Which, I'm glad you told me that one day, because the assumption is everybody's got an air fryer. When in fact,
everyone's got one. And the other thing is as well, there's a lot of people over here who are trying not to use electrical equipment because the electric is so bloody expensive. They can't afford to put their lights on. So, you know, they don't want to be using equipment like expensive machines and stuff like that. And what I do with the Spoil Yourself Pantry Challenge is none of that equipment is allowed. You're only allowed to use hand utensils. And the only thing that you're allowed to use that isn't that is your stovetop and cooker. So no microwave, no mixers, no processors, no blenders. You've got to do it old school with what you've got.
Grape Earl.
Grape Earl, cook things with grapes or wine. Yeah, but it's the wrong season, darling. They don't come out in April. If you wanted to do like something like that, it'd have to be down like August, September, because that's when they come out. Janet, I do have a video on my channel from last year, but I will be doing more on that. So yeah, just shoot me off an email, darling.
What is the oh, I can't think of what I want to say. What is the guy that knows wine? What do they call them?
A sommelier.
Why couldn't you do sommelier September?
You could do sommelier September.
There you go. There's another collaboration you can do in September.
It is a cute name. You could. It is a cute name.
Grape Earl. That is going to stick in my head for the rest of my life. Thank you, Cindy.
That's so cool. There is one that we have been kind of shooting around with, thinking about for April, because it's Earth Day in April. And we're kind of looking at maybe doing an upcycling, recycling kind of thing to fit in with that. We have too many in September.
I also know of a possible one in April. I'm waiting for a certain someone to confirm that, who I'm not seeing in here right now, but they're considering doing a fish collaboration in April to start off fishing season, so people have new ideas for fish.
That's cool. That's cool. So you have to catch a fish, though. That's
you got to catch the fish. Yeah. Well, you could go buy the fish.
I could catch it at the fishmongers. I'll get him to throw it at me, and I'll hold the bag
catching,
out.
So there's nothing wrong.
You know, I caught my fish.
Anyways, you now get now on top of that, then we have Jam It Up or Marmalade May, Jam It Up June, Jar It Up July. We have, oh help me, I'm gonna forget some of them. Then we have Last Chance Cook Off again. We have September again, and then we're on a repeat. I mean, there's other things in between. You guys are going to be inundated with collaborations for the next year.
Yeah. The problem with the Wild Game collab, Jean, is the rules that would be required to do that. And also for those who don't hunt, it's incredibly expensive meat to buy. Or it can be.
Can be.
So if you don't raise your own game or you don't hunt, it is an incredibly expensive thing to do. So yeah, it is possible to do one of those, but it would have to be, we would have to very much look into it, I think. Yeah, because we want them to be family friendly as well, and there's certain rules that YouTube allow and certain rules that they don't. So yeah, especially for family friendly videos. Which month has the least collaborations? I don't know.
I'm going to say, based on my knowledge right now, it's April and May.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And see, you got to remember that these are only really cooking ones.
Yeah.
These are only cooking ones.
That's right.
In the art world, you've got Mermaid May, you've got Inktober, you've got a whole load of other ones as well. So it's like, you know, there's other stuff going on all over the place all the time. So I don't know about you, but I have to hunt for meat every time I go into the store. It's become so expensive. Exactly.
Okay.
There is casserole month, kind of, with Croctober.
We have March Madness is actually a casserole collaboration
Is it?
that's put on by Greg's Kitchen. I forgot about that.
Okay.
So you
But
might
yeah,
want to
no,
add that one to your
I
list too.
found some tricks too. So yeah. But yeah.
That's all I got. That's all I got for tonight. I can't
I
think of anything
know.
else.
I know, right? Prepping for heaven can fish in their backyard. I could too, but all I catch is pigeons. Might do back to basics May to
May.
2023. That sounds like a good one. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That
Again,
sounds good.
if anybody's interested in any of these collaborations we talked about, we may not be the contact people, but at least for the ones we've discussed, we at least have an idea of who to contact.
Yes.
Maybe not the ones for October because those are full to my knowledge, and the
Yeah.
ones in November are becoming full if they're not already.
Yes.
So you kind of have to be ahead of the game. Hence, collaboration or central was because of you being able to access that information well in advance, be in contact with the host, and hopefully get involved if you could.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure about this,
I'm not sure, darling.
but I could send him an email and find out because I'm not
Yeah.
positive about that.
He may be joining in the collaboration,
Right.
but I'm pretty sure that Three Rivers actually runs it.
Yep.
But it's an open one as well. It's not like anyone gets invited to do it. It's up to the individuals who do it.
Right. Gene, there's 2 pumpkin
Pumpkin
paloozas,
Palooza.
and that's what the palooza part is that you've been
Yeah.
seeing. One
Yeah.
is, you know, the one, I know the other. So the
Yeah.
one
So
I know is
the
Prepper
one from this
Potpourri.
week, the 1st till the 8th of October, is run
Right.
by Andrea over at Digging for Health. And then there's one that's on the 18th of October, and it's only run on the 18th of October, and that's done by the tumbleweed sitting next to me.
No,
No.
it's Mary L. Sorry, I'm
What
having
is
a
that
coughing
doing
fit.
there?
Sorry. It's Mary Ellen at Prepper Potpourri.
Yeah, there you go. There is pantry challenges too. Yeah, there are.
There's tons of those from what
And
I've
they
seen.
normally run between January and March.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's the reality of it for you guys. Excuse me. You can really have a collaboration on basically anything. Really.
Yeah.
You just got to put your mind into it. And we've had this discussion here on this channel before on this time slot. You just got to get out there and do it. You got to figure out, make sure you organize it well, make sure you get people involved, and you just enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Makeover May leftovers revamped. That's Cindy's idea. Kind of like that one, actually.
I'd have to have more information on that.
Well,
I do like the idea of it though.
Yeah.
Oh, Lordy. I drink any more water, I'm gonna have to stop this just so I can go to the bathroom. Excuse me. Sorry.
Man,
Okay, I think I'm done now.
You're done? You
Yeah.
finished dying over there? Because seriously.
I went and swallowed and it went down my windpipe, and so I couldn't get it out. Sorry. Anyways, again, what I was trying to get to is with all these collaborations that are out there, we have connections to the ones we've discussed some way somehow in this.
Yeah.
Please reach out to us. Again, I have Noodle November.
Yes.
And that's it for us until January. I think none of our immediate
No.
workings is having another one. I don't think hosting until next year. after that. So,
No.
am I right? I can't think of anybody. I hope
Not
I'm
that I
not
can
wrong.
think of.
Okay. I will, Rhonda, once I'm done. Thank you.
Yeah.
I want to send out a special thank you to you and Tiffany and Chris from Chris and Larry Homestead, Rich for the background help that he really helped me out with in this collaboration, Mitchell and Dale, excuse me. You guys all made this very easy to do. You made it, excuse me, enjoyable. You made it so that I didn't feel so overwhelmed because you guys were great to bounce ideas off, or you had ideas, or you helped
Mhm.
with information. Um, the other ones I want to throw out there are Hard Knack Life, Berkshire Hard Knack Farms, not Hard Knack Life. I got a song stuck in my head. Berkshire Farms, um, Where to Begin Homestead for today,
Mhm.
Tiffany from Mud and Mascara. Um, why do I feel like I'm forgetting somebody? If I did forget somebody, I'm sorry. Other than Dale and Mitchell and myself, we all put extra videos out. People did extra things to try to make it all work out as best we could. Some days you guys didn't end up with 3 videos a day, but for the most part, you guys did.
Yes.
Um, I know the last time I looked, we had, I believe it was 111 videos that went out. So
Yeah.
part of the problem with that is that we also had, what was the number I gave you? 17 channels that backed out through this whole process
Yeah.
or didn't show, had medical, personal issues, whatever it may have been.
Yeah.
So the number we plotted out to have didn't work that way. But I think it went good. Yes, Chris and Larry from Chris and Larry Homestead. I thought I said her, but maybe I didn't. That might be the other one. Um,
Cindy, that's exactly what was going through my head when he said that.
it's a hard knack life. It's what was stuck in my head. That's why.
You've been watching Annie?
No, but it's what was
No.
stuck in my head. Sorry. Oh, I agree, Rhonda. It was great. Okay, so
It was.
we've had this conversation behind the scenes quite a few times, but a lot of people got to realize this has not been done before. This was
No.
a monumental collaboration because of the size.
Yes.
I'm here to tell you, as well as many others, there was a lot of time and a lot of effort put into this process.
There
And
really was.
even though we did make mistakes and we had bumps and learning curves and things like that, I still think it ended up fairly well. Good turnout. I think, what did I tell you? 83 channels in the
Yeah.
end that we had. So actually, there were 17 channels that backed out if you go by that
Yeah.
number. Um,
And when
and
you do
and
big
that
projects, like where you're collaborating with this many people, you have to
right,
allow for at least a third of them to drop out. The fact that we've only
yeah,
had 17 drop out
right.
is huge.
It
It's
is.
huge, you know?
I know at one point when I was looking at the prizes, we've given out over 70 prizes already.
We got another 70 to give out.
We have almost another 70 to give out tomorrow or on Sunday.
Oh my god.
Yes. We ended up with a total of, I think it was 138 prizes total, is what we ended up with in this
Yeah.
collaboration. That is unheard of. I mean, even some of the biggest channels, I've never even heard them giving out that many prizes.
No.
So,
No.
all around, I'm very happy with the way this has went. Very
Yeah.
thankful for the people that participated. Very thankful for the people that helped. Very thankful to the subscribers and the collaborators. It just ended up being very good. So,
Yeah.
oh yes, Gene, it was a nightmare sometimes, but We plug
There were
on.
some days when we were all sitting on a meeting on like StreamYard or something and just ranting at each other.
Yeah.
Because we needed to get stuff off our chest to do with the collab. And you need to have that ability to do that if you are running collaborations and you are running ones with more than 30 people in them, even film ones with just 30 people in them. Do you know what I mean? Because honestly, at the end of the day, there's going to be stuff that comes up. You just go, really?
Really?
What? Yep. What is wrong?
I don't know how many times I had that expression and that thought in my head.
I know.
Really?
You know, but if you have a decent group of people to work with, it makes it easier.
Excuse me.
You've got that backup and you've got people to talk to about the stuff that, because they're involved with it too. They're just as involved as you are. They're the people that you can talk to about this stuff. So if you're trying to do a collab on your own, it can be a lot more difficult and a lot more heartbreaking because you can feel very alone in the process.
The other thing I'd like to throw out there too is if you have committed to joining us again next year, you might want to start thinking about what you're doing, because I've already had 3 people tell me what they're going to make for next year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know what I'm making.
I think I know what I'm making, but I haven't positively decided on it yet.
Oh, I know what I'm making. A mess. I'm making a mess.
That's funny.
Because, okay, so hang on. What's this?
Whoa. Patty tried to fall over. Sorry.
Oh, no, buddy. Oh, okay. It's not that Myrtle Beach has gone, Jean. It's just that the pier has collapsed, darling.
Huh?
Yeah, I just had a look now. The pier actually collapsed at Myrtle Beach. So, it's not that the beach is actually gone. It's just the pier's collapsed.
Okay. That's the other thing, Annie or Annette. You don't have to have prices. That's a choice that the host makes for a collaboration. I'm here to tell you, prizes of some kind usually will draw people in, but there are collaborations that don't have anything.
Yeah, there are.
The other option you have as well too is hit up the channels that are involved, and do they want to give a sticker or a mug or a shirt or something like that too? That option is there as well, which in the end, for I would say at least 75% of the prizes we're giving away, that's where our donations came from.
Yes.
So there's that option too. So
still think someone should check or add a food collaboration to Guinness Book of Records.
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
thanks. Because they said that it was gone. Hate news channels. No, yeah, we'll see. A lot of it is clickbait on channels.
Yeah.
But I just looked up the news, and the news is that the part of the pier, if not all of it, has gone. So, but it's a pier at the end of the day. No one's been hurt. To me, that's a win. A pier can be replaced.
Yep.
So,
again, all our thoughts are out to all those that have been
absolutely
victims through all this, or still dealing with it. And unfortunately, those that had lost their lives through this, because some have passed. So we got to keep their families in our thoughts as well. So and on that note, I think I'm done. I think I'm going to call it a night.
Okay, I can do that because I need to go.
All right. You gotta go. All right, guys. Until next week, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you to the mods. Thank you for everybody showing up. I'm going to hurry up so she can go to the bathroom. Good night. Bye.
Bye.